Welcome to ASI Storage Solutions. My name is Steven, and today I will be showing you how to build our standard lockers. We are going to be building a 3-tier locker today. So we will start by laying our backs. This is a bank of 3. I have them laid out on our sawhorses. And our next step is to lay out the hooks. You'll have 3 hooks per opening. And I'm placing the hooks on the backs where they will go in the locker. You'll notice that the hooks are placed at the bottom hole, 3rd hole up, and the very top. If you are building a 1-tier locker, the hooks will be placed just at these holes right here. And if you're building a 2-tier locker, the hooks will be placed on the 2nd hole up and the very top hole. This is for your 78-inch lockers. Our knockdown lockers come with nuts and bolts for assembly. For speed, our assembled lockers come with aluminum steel rivets. We begin by placing the hooks on top of the back. We are riveting from the back of the locker to keep the back of the locker flat when it's placed against the wall. The next step is to lay down our tops and our bottoms. Because this is a traditional locker, our tops will be traditional. The way to tell between a traditional and a competitor part is the traditional parts are 24 gauge material and they bend rather easily. So these pieces will go at the top of the locker. Their competitor parts are much heavier, 16 gauge material, and they will not bend. These will always go at the bottom of the locker, standard for American Specialties storage solution. The top of the locker is riveted from behind the top, and this piece falls underneath the back. So it is riveted from the back, just as our hooks are. The bottom of the locker has the top and bottom placed on top of the back, and it is also riveted from behind. Our next step is to begin inserting the sides. You will notice on the sides that they come with a bevel. This bevel will face to the left of your locker while you're looking at it from the front. You will rivet all the way through the bottom, the side, and the other bottom. Now you will follow the locker up the side. Leave the bottom 2 holes open for your legs. If the locker is a 72-inch locker, you will rivet or bolt them as well. Because this one is a 78-inch locker, you will be adding legs to the locker at a later point. You will notice that at the bottom, the side is placed between the 2 bottoms. At the top, the side is placed to the side of the 2 tops. will next place your hooks in parallel to the hook on the back. Now we will add our shelves. Since this is a 3-tier, our shelves will go here and here. Shelving is always placed directly above the hooks. For our 3-tier lockers, the standard shelf is also the 16 gauge top and bottom. You'll place the shelf against the holes, place the rivet through the holes to make sure the shelf stays vertical, and place the other shelf on the other side. Put the rivet through the shelves and the side. The next part that we will do is we will take our next bank, we will lift it up over the lockers, slide this to the side so that we can continue working from this same direction. We are now ready to add our next side. You will notice that we keep the bevel facing the same direction for both of these sides. We again add our side hooks, remembering to reach across, grab the hooks from the other side, place them on the back, and rivet through both. We are now ready to put on our final sides. If you have an open end and have decided to put an end row on your locker, at this point you will make sure to rivet for both just the interior holes. The holes along the outside of the locker you will leave open because you will place your end row over top of the interior holes, concealing them, and you will rivet through the end row and the side. You will also notice that this last end is placed facing the opposite direction of the other ones. This is the only one that is placed in this direction. You'll remember that early on we left the bottom 2 holes on the sides open. The reason we did this is so that we can insert the legs into the locker. The legs are bolted on at the very end. The reason they're bolted is to give some adjustment to allow you to level the lockers. You will use the 1/2-inch bolts supplied with your lockers and simply bolt the legs into the locker. You'll make sure to tap on the end of the leg until it is all the way up into the locker. This ensures that when you stand the lockers up, you will not have anything shifting. Now you take a 3/8-inch nut driver or socket and tighten down the bolts. This is our traditional door. You'll notice it has louvers. It also has a multi-point latch. These doors, if you have locks will be installed in this space here after the doors are attached. Because we do not have locks in this order, we are going to attach the included cover plates. Cover plates go behind the door and are riveted or bolted from the front. Your door is now ready to place on the locker. When you place your doors on the locker, always work from the inside to the outside. If you're building a bank of 4, place your 2 inside doors before you place your outside ones. Place the door on, lift it up, place the far top corner down over the first tab, straighten the door over the side, feel it with your right hand, and lay down that side. Now you can move back to the other side and let go. You'll notice that the door does not drop all the way down. You can see the two holes are not lining up right here. In order to make the door drop down, you have to hit it sideways so that it drops down over the top and bottoms. I have placed these final two doors on top, but I have not dropped them in yet. When you look at the doors, you'll notice right in this corner that the top and bottom is actually holding the door up and keeping it from dropping down. In order for the doors to drop down and be able to rivet them on, we'll need to push the door over this small lip. In order to push the doors over the lip, we'll take a rubber mallet, we'll hit sideways at this point right here, where it's the strongest. You'll notice that the door started to drop. When the door starts to drop, you'll know that it's over and you can move on to the next point. This door has now dropped over and is ready to be riveted. Final assembly process is riveting the doors to the sides. Now, because the assembly is so tight, it's useful to have a pick to help guide the doors. Place the pick in the second hole from the top. And if you look at the very top, you notice that moving the pick allows the doors a significant range of motion. This helps you line the top hole and put the rivet in. Now you move to the bottom of the locker, second hole from the bottom, and you'll do the same process. Make sure that the rivet has gone completely through both doors and the side before you pop it. We will finish with the pick in the middle, putting it in the hole just above the middle. Now that we have these three rivets in, the rest of the holes are aligned. We can simply go down the door and rivet all the holes. Finally, we rivet the hole in the bottom, riveting from the top so that the bottom of the locker for the customer is flat. If you are banking your lockers together, you will not rivet both sides. This is a standalone bank, so I'm riveting both sides. But if you're banking them together, it is best to leave the rivets out of the side that is touching your next bank of lockers, so you can run your half-inch bolts all the way through and bolt the sets of lockers together. This will reduce the amount of expansion you get per bank. Because this order does not have any accessories like continuous slope hoods or anything like that, I'm going to go through the two holes at the very top of the frame, from the top, again keeping the top surface flat. And your locker is complete. Thank you for watching.